Alright guys, and welcome back to more Dangan Ronpa. Shit is real right now. Shit is getting really real in this Clash trial. It had us think from the beginning. Once somebody died, we had to investigate, and then during the investigation we thought it was Toko, then we thought it was Byakuya, and then now we think it's Mondo, and it's looking like Mondo might be it because he knew something everybody didn't know. Oh my goodness, Mondo is a bro. Why'd you kill bro? I thought we were bros. You gonna leave me in here to die? You try to get away and escape and kill the rest of us? Mondo though. Come on, Mondo.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
No, shut up, Yamada. Get on with it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
Chihiro's missing, e-handbook.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
It's Chihiro's. It was missing. Then it must be mine. It's Mondo's. Mondo Burger, dude.
John! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact. For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Huh.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence.
Impossible. Remember what Monokuma said?
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not.
How did they bust?
They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Damn.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
That's what I want to know. By hitting its weak point? He already said by hacking it, by exploiting a bug. That's basically the same fucking thing. Well, not exactly, but has something to do with the interface. But he said by hacking it, it would like alarm like the security or whatever. Remember what he said? So that's obviously out the question by exploiting a bug. But I think it's by exploiting a bug. There's no way. Let's say by hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point.
Yeah.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was. But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
Yeah.
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
You better fix the weak point then.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Just fix the handbooks.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
What is it, fire?
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
What did I just say? I literally guessed that at the end. I said fire, which I guess you can say is a high temperature. I guessed that, dude. I wasn't even trying to be like, you know what, whatever, let's move on. I called it right at the last second, literally.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Oh, really?
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Oh,
that
shit.
layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Interesting indeed.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge. Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna,
That means Mondo.
the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
They didn't try to do it.
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Oh, I know.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Obviously Mondo, because they were in there having a damn, a competition. Wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was, yeah, because Ishimaru didn't take off his clothes. Or he did take off his clothes, but Mondo didn't. Ah, Mondo, why'd you do it, bro? Why'd you do it?
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Damn, a shadow of a doubt, son. Make your argument. Broken e-book, Chihiro's e-handbook, card to Rita. Round, final round, fight.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Uh-oh. We might have to press him on that.
Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I could just prove that, yeah, we gotta prove it. Alright, so when he says my shit works just fine, we gotta put him on blast.
What he says is correct, then Mondo,
Card reader.
you broke your own
No, the
handbook.
broken handbook. So let's speed it up really quick.
If Mondo's handbook proves that
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
What?
See? Look. Makoto was wrong after all.
What? I didn't even hit that.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
That was different.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then
I'm pretty sure I
Mondo,
was
you
like,
broke your
I
own
hit the orange letters, but I guess it, at the last pixel, it hit the purple letter. That's what happened.
then that proves that what Makoto
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
There we go. God damn it, I did that before, but it hit the purple text with the last pixel. Those pixels, man.
Mondo, The handbook you have right now. Is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall.
Oh, that's right. He probably switched it out with Leon's.
Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's.
Oh, man.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
Wow, really?
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
You jerk.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
All right.
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
White or black? What? Closing. What did you say? Closing, what? I couldn't even tell. But anyway, closing argument, obviously. Why would he kill her, though? There's like no explanation as to why he would fucking kill her. Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse with a duffel bag and... That was a funny glare she had. Look at that glare. Alright, let's see. Alright, so which one would I want to put there? Alright, none of this, none of this, none of this, none of this, none of this. Not that, not that, not that. I think that's it, right? Wait, that's not it. I can't even tell. Dude, so I'll do that last. Like, oh my god, I will do that last. There's something everyone has that you need to get into the locker room, the e-hand reader, e-card. So damn, which locker room did she go into? Oh, obviously the guys' locker room. That says boys, right? That does say boys. Yep, it's a blue door, so yeah. Hey, how's it going? The weapon the killer used was... the dumbbell. The murder took place, some blood splattered onto something, didn't it? Alright, let's look at the poster. So you switch the poster. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around the carpet as well as something else. The poster. Here we go. Which locker room did the killer go into? Here we go, the girls' locker room. There we go. The killer took something from the other locker room and switched it at the scene of the crime. Oh, the mat. What the? Is he putting up the poster or taking it out in that picture? It's hard to understand that. Alright, so he's probably putting it... Oh, yeah, we gotta move this to this one. And then we gotta use this. Alright, so this is when he's taking it down. Okay. Alright, so more. Byakuya came in for whatever fucking reason and did all this nonsense. What was it? The damn rope, right? Here we go. When Byakuya arrived on the scene, what did he use to disguise what had happened? Oh yeah, the damn the writing on the wall. Doy. Act 5. What did the killer go after they were done? Not the incinerator, but the mail room. I have no clue what the hell that is. What is this right here? That doesn't make sense to me. I can't even tell. Is that a duffel bag? Yeah, that is a duffel bag. I couldn't even tell because it was so, like, small. The thumbnail was way too small. So what was this? Where did the killer go after they were done? The sauna? When the handbook got thrown into the sauna room, what happened to it? It broke. So let's just put the pieces we already know, alright? We already know what happened to that, so what's the broken handbook? The sauna. Alright. Hopefully I got all these right. Some of the things were just too hard to actually be able to see because the thumbnails are so small. It's not very clear. So I'm guessing right here I put the duffel bag. Let's reenact. Here we go.
Here's exactly what happened.
Hopefully I got it right.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
The duffel bag. Yes.
That something was a blue tracksuit.
Yo, that was her nails?
Right, Celeste?
I didn't even know that was her nails. Her nails extra weird looking. No, that's not even her nails. That's like some ornament she has. I don't know.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
I didn't lay out my reasoning right. Ugh! What is this? Whatever. Yo, just because I got that, what was it? The handbook. Jeez, man.
Here's exactly what happened. With bag in hand, Chihiro... She made her way to the locker. But how could the victim...
Yeah, there we go. Fuck that.
Simple. Because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Yo.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
That illustration, though.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Boom, 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 boom. Murderer!
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
We need to know the motive, man.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
There we go, I got that right.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
Right.
Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Hey!
And that's exactly how the killer did it.
Nice, I'm glad I switched that around earlier.
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
I like how they're not saying Mondo or anything. They just can't. He keeps saying they. Because at this point, it's still.
That could have been the end of things. But
They're not
no.
even going to assume.
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Thank you, I got it right.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
That illustration.
Just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Yeah,
Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
yo, it is. I just realized, like, this recognition right here is also comic book style. It's funny. Manga comic book style. Complete! Alright, with that being done, we're gonna take another break here, and then once we return, we'll do the bullet time battle and then go to the execution, as we all know what happens. No, why'd you have to do it, Mondo? You were awesome! Oh my goodness, we'll find out his motive next time, so I'll see you guys next time.